Hi, my name's Chelsea Farquhar and I'm an ACE Studio program artist. I make sculptures, usually using textiles, glass and metal. I started at university and that wasn't working for me because it felt too big and I felt a little bit too isolated. I ended up leaving university and enrolling in a small art school, and that felt really amazing because of the tight-knit community. Initially, I was really obsessed with anatomical illustration. I was like, I just want to draw bodies and have them be really accurate and do this Russian academic style of painting, and then learning how to cast and how to make sculptures with non-traditional materials was really exciting. And that's when I kind of wanted to start sewing and introducing all these new materials into my practice. And that's what's led me to producing the art that I make today. I don't know why I make art, but I know that every once in a while I quit art and then I always come back. So there's something that is like I always think, oh, I'll just study something else or get a job. And then I just can't go very long without just wanting to make something. Or if I'm not making art, then I will be making corsets or hairbrushes out of wood, or I'm always just kind of making something. So the main ideas around my current body of work are play and risk, and they've kind of come off the back of a residency I did with the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra, where I was looking at ritual and flamboyancy across history in performing arts and costumes especially. And so that has kind of led into this body of work where I'm looking at circus performers and ideas of trying or showing off or having something to prove, which is this acrobat that's doing this inhuman position as this kind of I guess a gesture towards failure, but also trying very hard. So these works were made through a casting process. So they're an amalgamation of friends and roommates and Ash, who's in the studio next door to me, which is really fun. I really love collaborating in my practice. And the hands are going to be cast in either bronze or pewter, which is inspired by the Degas sculpture of the dancer, which is this bronze sculpture with a fabric tulle skirt. There's a lot of movement in it through the fabric, but it's this preserving with the bronze, which I really like, that idea of pausing time through solidifying metal, but then the idea that that metal can then melt down again. Having a studio at ACE has given me the opportunity to make the biggest works I've ever made in my practice, because it's such a large space where I can hang things from the ceiling and take up all the floor space. And I've used the studio a lot for filming and photography. For a video project I was working on, I set up large curtains, which I wouldn't have been able to do in any other space, and had enough room to set up lights and cameras and have multiple performers in the space.